a father imprisoned, a brother betrayed, and an empire pushed to the brink. Was Aurangzeb's rise to power built on the blood of his family? This is the untold story of the emperor who divided a dynasty and left behind a legacy steeped in controversy. Aurangzeb was born on November 3, 1618, as the third son of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal. His early life was marked by an intense competition for power among his siblings. Known for his intelligence, military prowess, and unyielding faith, Aurangzeb's life was a journey from a prince overshadowed by his elder brothers to the emperor of the vast Mughal Empire. However, his reign, 1658 to 1707, has been the subject of heated debate among historians. Some view him as a symbol of religious intolerance and tyranny, while others argue that he was a pragmatic ruler who expanded the empire to its zenith. Let's break down the myths and realities of Aurangzeb's life. The Mughal Empire in the mid-17th century was a formidable force, but succession was never peaceful. Shah Jahan's illness in 1657 sparked a brutal war of succession among his four sons, Dara Shikoh, Shuja, Murad, and Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb, known for his military acumen, allied with his younger brother Murad and launched a series of campaigns to claim the throne. His most significant rival was Dara Shikoh, the eldest son and Shah Jahan's favourite, who was known for his liberal and inclusive policies. In 1658, Aurangzeb's forces defeated Dara's army at the Battle of Samugar. Aurangzeb declared himself emperor, imprisoned his father Shah Jahan in the Agra fort, and later executed Dara Shikoh, labelling him a heretic. These actions cemented his reputation as a ruthless power seeker. But what truly set Aurangzeb apart was his cold calculation. In secret correspondence discovered years later, Aurangzeb revealed his belief that a kingdom cannot be shared. This ruthless philosophy guided every decision he made, often at the expense of his own family. Once on the throne, Aurangzeb's policies reflected his austere and devout nature. He banned courtly music, dance, and the consumption of alcohol. Known as a staunch Sunni Muslim, he reintroduced the jizya tax on non-Muslims, a move that alienated many of his Hindu subjects. Aurangzeb's administration focused on centralizing power. He personally supervised state affairs, spending hours reviewing documents and making decisions. Under his reign, the Mughal Empire expanded to its greatest territorial extent, covering almost the entire Indian subcontinent. However, this expansion came at a cost. Aurangzeb's campaigns in the Deccan Plateau, aimed at subduing the Marathas and other regional powers, drained the empire's treasury and stretched its resources thin. His policy of annexation also led to widespread resentment among local rulers and communities. One of the most intriguing aspects of his governance was his choice to live frugally, earning a modest income by stitching caps and copying the Quran. While his simplicity was admired by some, critics argue it was a facade to mask his empire's financial struggles. Aurangzeb's religious policies remain the most contentious aspect of his rule. He ordered the demolition of several Hindu temples, including the Kashi Vishwanath temple in Varanasi and the Kesava Deo temple in Mathura. These actions were perceived as acts of religious intolerance, further fueling resistance against his rule. However, some historians argue that Aurangzeb's temple demolitions were politically motivated rather than purely religious. Temples associated with rebellious rulers were targeted, while many others were left untouched. Despite his strict Islamic principles, Aurangzeb employed thousands of Hindus in his administration and even promoted some to high-ranking positions. This duality in his policies has led to polarized interpretations of his reign. Moreover, Aurangzeb's insistence on enforcing Islamic laws alienated not just non-Muslims, but also sections of his Muslim subjects. The strict punishments meted out under his rule created an atmosphere of fear and dissent. Aurangzeb's military campaigns were relentless. He waged wars against the Rajputs, the Marathas, the Sikhs, and the Ahoms in Assam. Among these, his conflict with the Marathas, led by the legendary Shivaji, is the most famous. Shivaji's guerrilla tactics and deep understanding of the terrain posed significant challenges to the Mughal forces. Aurangzeb's efforts to crush the Maratha resistance consumed nearly 3 decades and left the empire weakened. His campaigns in the north against the Sikhs also created animosity. The execution of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the 9th Sikh Guru, in 1675, intensified Sikh resistance, which would later evolve into a major threat to the Mughal Empire. The sheer scale of Aurangzeb's military ambitions became a double-edged sword. While his conquests expanded the empire's territory, they also stretched its resources to the breaking point. Aurangzeb's death in 1707 marked the beginning of the Mughal Empire's decline. His long and costly military campaigns had depleted the empire's resources, and his policies had alienated many of his subjects. After his death, the empire faced a series of weak successors, regional uprisings, and invasions, including the devastating raid by Nadir Shah in 1739. The seeds of the empire's fall were sown during Aurangzeb's reign. Some historians argue that Aurangzeb's obsession with expanding the empire blinded him to the needs of governance. His failure to address the economic and social strains within his kingdom created a fragile foundation that crumbled under pressure. Aurangzeb's legacy is deeply polarizing. In India's historical narrative, he is often depicted as a tyrant who destroyed the cultural harmony of the Mughal Empire. However, others view him as a capable administrator and a devout ruler who upheld his principles. In modern times, Aurangzeb's name evokes strong reactions. Debates over his reign often mirror contemporary political and religious divides, making him a symbol of historical controversy. Interestingly, Aurangzeb's own writings reveal a man burdened by the weight of his decisions. In one of his final letters, he lamented, "I came as a stranger, and I leave as a stranger." Aurangzeb Alamgir's story is one of ambition, power, and faith. Whether seen as a hero or a villain, his impact on Indian history is undeniable. The Mughal Empire reached its peak under his rule, but it also set the stage for its eventual collapse. Aurangzeb remains a figure who challenges us to reflect on the complexities of history and the interplay of power, religion, and governance. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Let us know your thoughts on Aurangzeb in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the past.